Well, hello and welcome to the Jyske Bank Boxen in Herning and live coverage of the 2014 Men's European Handball Championship. And you join us as the first two teams up today are arriving here at the arena. Spain and Macedonia. Group 1 match on the final day in the main round. These are the Macedonians arriving. Lazarov, the big man there just going past the camera, top scorer in the competition. Can he stop the Spaniards, who need just 1 point from the match here today to book their place in the semi-finals? And here they come, the Spaniards. Hugely impressive in the competition. With Entre Rios, their captain, leading the way. A single point, that's all they need. Thomas there, he's had a very good competition. Stepping off the bus, so we are nearly there. Tomorrow will be a rest day for all the teams as everyone transfers, those that aren't there already, from the other group in Aarhus into Herning for the semi-finals on Friday and then the final on Sunday. So in the arena here then, the teams making their way out. That was filmed a little earlier on. Macedonia already in the arena as the Spanish team, world champions, step out. They are the first match up. Then second up is Austria against Hungary. And if for any reason Macedonia causes a shock and beats Spain, well then Iceland could be in with a chance of a semi-final place if they can beat Denmark on home soil, because this is how it looks. Denmark top of the group and they will remain so. They cannot be caught anymore. Spain in second place need just that 1 point to guarantee their spot, while Iceland are loitering there and hoping against hope that Macedonia can pull off a big surprise. So the teams being introduced. This is the Macedonian team. They were playing in this arena from the outset in Group 1. They lost to Denmark 29-21 on the opening day, drew with the Czech Republic before beating Austria, and that was enough to take them through at the expense of the Czech Republic. And then so far in the main round, they have been beaten by Hungary and by Iceland, so this would be a first main round victory for them. There's the man to look out for, of course, Kiril Lazarov, the top marksman in the competition. 38 goals so far, as he so often has been. And there is their coach, Ivica Obravan, took over in March 2013. Croatian, formerly coached at Zagreb. Team presentation, Spain. So now Spain. Number 3, Eduardo Gobendo. Player with number 4, Albert. So the Spaniards who were in Group B in Aalborg, right up in the north of Jutland, they finished top in that group with wins over Hungary, Norway and Iceland, although Norway nearly caused an upset, getting back to within 2 goals of them. But in the end, they came through with maximum points. But their first match in the main round here in Herning was against Denmark. Of course, a repeat of the World Championship final last year when the Danes never woke up for that final and the Spaniards just steamrolled them. And the Spaniards laid to rest the ghost of Barcelona by beating the Spaniards 31-28. Spain recovered the next day, but only just in a tight game. They won by just 1 goal against the surprising Austrians, and could well have ended up sharing the points if Gilagi had just shot about 20 centimeters to the right on a direct free throw at the end of that match. So just 1 point needed today, and then Spain have booked their semi-final ticket as runners-up in the group. There is their coach, Manuel Cadenas, who took over from Valero Rivera, who, since the World Championships, has gone off to Qatar to coach. So the coaches for today are from Latvia, Zimas Stolarovs on the left and Renar Lisic on the right. So Spain, near faultless performance other than that defeat to Denmark. They've done what they had to do, though Makeda was quite pumped up at the end of their match against Austria. As the referees are introduced, they felt that the match had been very physical and the referees had maybe been a little bit too lenient on the physicality of it, but that's just the way it is. I guess you've got to play to what's in front of you. So now the national anthems, starting with Macedonia. So, Macedonians, this will be their last match effectively at Euro 2014, and now the anthem of Spain. Juan and Aguinagalde looking absolutely lost in thought during the anthem, completely focused on the job ahead, and so the Spanish team wheel around, will shake hands with their Macedonian counterparts who play for pride today in their last match of Euro 2014. The stakes somewhat higher for Spain. So for Macedonia, much will depend on right-back Lazarov, the competition's top scorer, but playmaker Mirkulovski has got 23 assists and 14 goals, while the wingers Georgievski and Manaskov are also on good form. Line player Markowski returns to the squad after being replaced for 2 games through injury, while the newly naturalized Pribak can alternate with Mirkulovski in the center if required. There is the main man, the 33-year-old who plays for Barcelona. He's up against 5 of his teammates today. Over 100 caps for Macedonia, 823 goals in that time. 38 goals coming here in this competition make him the leading player. Well, for Spain, they've been buoyed by the return of the line player Aguinagalde, who scored 8 against Hungary. Back player Cadenas is their top scorer with 26, an enviable 72% success rate for him. He's closely matched by right winger Thomas with 24 goals and a 71% success rate. Right back Makeda is always hard-working, while Moros and Guardiola have been real pillars in defence. But Sierra in goal has had a bit of a struggle, in fairness. There is the team's top scorer with 26 goals. Plays for Hamburg in Germany. Veteran of 87 internationals for Spain, 207 goals for the playmaker come left back. So what has Ivica Obrovan got up his sleeve, the Croatian coach of the Macedonian side, to try and surprise them here today? Or will it be the expected result as Manuel Cadenas, in his first major competition, at the helm of the Spanish team? So the referees from Latvia, Stolarovs and Lisic. And here we go. Spain in the red tops and the blue shorts throw off this Group 1 main round match in the Jyske Bank Boxing Arena in Herning. Macedonian team in the all-yellow start off with this 6-0 defence, a very physical defence, and Spain will need to be mindful of that because they didn't enjoy the Austrians, who threw everything at them by the kitchen sink, and much to their displeasure. Nice fast break. Sierra can do absolutely nothing about that. Nicely scored by Manaskov.
First goal of the match, scored by Macedonia, player number 3, Manaskov.
Well, 10 players of the Macedonian team play for Metalurg Skopje, who were runners-up in the championship last year behind Vardar Skopje. Not only their local rivals, they actually share the same hall, just to make it a little bit more interesting. That's going to be a free throw for Spain. The goal won't count. The whistle had already gone before the shot was taken by Cadenas. And that's why Janowski giving him a bit of a push, but the referees could have just let play go on a little longer. Well, Cadenas makes amend immediately. Adds to his 26-goal tally. On this occasion, the defence just sat back and watched him.
Equaliser for Spain, scored by player number 21, Cadenas.
Three players playing abroad in the Macedonian team, in addition, of course, to Lazarov, who plays at Barcelona. Ristovski, the goalkeeper, is at Gummersbach in Germany, while the right-back Mitkov plays for Krems in Austria. Mitkov in the centre. Freeback has started, interestingly, at right-back for the moment as they try to ease in Lazarov. It's an interesting one. And that's scored by Stoilov, the line player. Oh, brilliant save. Ristovski, but he's taken it in the face. Meanwhile, there's the goal at the other end. Nice turn against his shooting arm by Stoilov. And there's the shot at the other end. Well, it looked like his forearm, but did it brush past his face on the way? He's certainly red around the nose and eyes. So Ristovski, 31 years of age, 102 internationals for Macedonia. Played for Vardar Pro, but now moved to Gummersbach in Germany. Need to keep an eye on him. He tends to come out a lot and got caught out in a match earlier where he got dispossessed, and the goal went straight into the open goal. Slight embarrassment for him. He's been told to just try and stay back for once. 2-1 to Macedonia, then 2.5 minutes played. So Garcia and Cadenas, together with Makeda, forming the back line for Spain, while Aguinagalde, who missed the preliminary rounds in the first main round game through a thigh strain picked up in their warm-up games, is back and scores here! Brilliant play by Aguinagalde, but what a lovely pass into him, round the back. Spain, though, who travelled to the European Championship without two key players. And Arpad Sterbik, big goalkeeper, injured in the preparation, as was Alex Dujcebaev, one of their new rising talents, the back player, son of Talon Dujcebaev. So they have to do without. Sierra just got a touch on that one. Moros has got the loose ball and they push up quickly now. Oh, bounced it too hard. Moros, 30-year-old from Barcelona. And interesting that they've started without Lazarov. We've got an injury while the fast break's going on. Tomas scores. But I think that Stoilov's gone down and his ankle looks as if it's gone. He hobbled really back, almost straight away as he turned, and that's bad news. Meanwhile, at the other end, though, Tomas got on with the business. The fast break specialist shooting up the court. Let's have a look and see. Oh, it's his own player landing on him. And that's Mikulovski, the playmaker, shoved in the back, fell on top of his own line player. They can spray as much painkiller on that as they like. I think it's going to be in some pain. There it is, just as he tried to move out, and Moros, ironically, the player who gave him a bit of a shove in the back. So, what's it looking like for Stoilov as he gets up and checks his ankle rather gingerly? Big player, 110 kilos of him. That's a lot of pressure on your ankle. Job seems to have been done. Well done, Macedonian doctor. And some of the fans here, thin sprinkling of them, stand and applaud. So for the moment, Macedonia is still playing with Vlatko Mitkov, who's only played 53 minutes in this competition. Number 8. Plays in Austria rather than their top scorer, Lazarov. Oh, and it's saved. Needed to go straight underneath Sierra. Good defending. Break is on now. Macedonians pushing up quick. Nicely done. And it's scored by Georgievski, 21-year-old from Metalurg Skopje. played.
Goal Macedonia, scored by player number 22.
Georgievski, just 21 years of age and 21 internationals to his name. He was in the World Championship team that played in Barcelona, or in Spain rather, last year, finished 14th. And so off comes Mirkulovski, the playmaker, and he's looking in some pain as well. Let's have a quick look and see. And oh, his ankle. Aguinagalde fell onto him. So 5 minutes played, it's 3-3 here. Macedonia still playing without Lazarov. Cadenas defending hard. Spain need to focus today. They took their eye off the ball. I think they might need to take the knee pad off before that ice pack's going to work. Took their eye off the ball, Spain, against Austria, and really struggled, and in the end were almost lucky to get the points. That came off a defender. Switch round, Cadenas. Ah, not given. Inside the area. Little crossover. Ball dropped by Mitkov. Long-range effort and a good save by Sierra, who started nicely in goal today. Helped by the defense specialist Moros. Sierra, who had a up and down competition. He's really lacked consistency here. But today at least seems focused. It's just as well because the Macedonians are pushing hard against them. So into the left back, Garcia. Cadenas in the center. Makeda as ever at the right back, the dependable big player. Here he comes, but that's not a great shot. Straight down the middle. Took too long, Ristovski thinking about it. Manaskov free briefly on the left-hand side, but never got the ball. There's the shot again. So a steady start by Macedonia here. 40% efficiency by Ristovski, 50% for Sierra. Neither team really imposing their control. Well, a bit more pleading by Stoilov. There was a fantastic photo of him in their last match, as we see him being held back by Moros when Macedonia were up against Iceland, and he got a 2-minute suspension, and photos of him on his knees, literally hands together, pleading with the referee not to send him off. Well, nice play again, and it's the finishing on both sides that's letting them down. So still just going nice and steady here, but I'm afraid the shooting stats not entirely impressive. And there's going to be a free throw. It's a yellow card. Felt that that may have been partially deliberate by number 14, Velko Markovski, the 27-year-old, another one of the Metalurg Skopje players who are having a decent run in the Champions League this season. Looks for the line. Oh, got in each other's way, ironically. Tomas running across the wing. And this time it's a 2-minute suspension. Markovski again getting his foot in the way. And yeah, that looks deliberate to me. He's trying to pretend it was an accident, but he did take a rather large step to just get his foot ahead of the bounce. So Aguinagalde wouldn't get the ball. It's a power play for Spain, but at the moment it's not so much finding the gaps through. The defense is putting it in the back of the net. That's the problem. Makeda into the line. Aguinagalde. Defense closes. 3 defenders to stop Aguinagalde. It gives Cadenas acres of space. Juan Cadenas, the 27-year-old, who plays in Hamburg in Germany. It's not so long ago that Spain's team would all have been at home, predominantly playing for either Barcelona or Atletico Madrid, until, of course, they went bankrupt last summer, and their players suddenly found themselves at the last minute on the market. Strange situation. So many big names. Trying to go through, no way there. Of course, Aguinaldo, one of those who left Atletico Madrid. He went off to Vive Kielce in Poland, the Polish champions. And still, Macedonia are hanging on there. Manaskov. Sierra dropping very low, and the 21-year-old relative newcomer to the Macedonian team with just 16 internationals. And the response comes from Spain. And it's Cadenas again. Three from three for Cadenas. He's doing well.
Macedonia 4, Spain 5.
So just one goal in it. And interesting, you do wonder if Lazarov is carrying an injury. That's nice. Well, as if to respond, Vlatko Mitkov says, "What's wrong with me? I'm doing fine, it right back." So Macedonia back to full strength as Ace Jonovski tries to creep in. There it is again, that last goal by Manaskov. Long range shot, that's nice. Garcia, he plays for Paris Saint-Germain, the French champions. Not getting a huge amount of court time. Garcia at Paris Saint-Germain, left back, scored 19 goals. He is, of course, in competition with a plethora of big-name stars. Looking to the line. Is that an attacking foul? No, it's going to be a free throw. Tries to feed the ball in, but Moros does very well to hold on from the back. Goes down, hoping to get a call on an offensive foul, but the referees from Latvia give the ball back to Macedonia. Little handoff. Happened back inside, there's a bit of space, through the legs. Well, he was under a bit of pressure for his shot. He'd taken his 3 steps, and still the defender was just in front of him. In the end, Mirkulovski, the playmaker, manages. And a little bit of a hash there by Sierra. So Ristovski takes some refreshments. Three saves from 9 so far, 33%. It's respectable. It's a reasonable average for keepers here. Oh, a lot of space and another good save by Sierra. And if they'd put all their chances away, Macedonia, what a different story it would be. But the goalkeeper also plays at Paris Saint-Germain alongside Garcia. Makes a good save. And they're working well together as they close up Makeda. Trying to go through, and that's going to be a free throw. Makeda hands off to Cadenas. And they score.
Spain, scored by player number
There's Cadenas, the scorer.
Cadenas, it was his fourth goal.
So 14 minutes played, Spain leading by 1 here in this Group 1 match in the Juske Bank Boxing Arena. The bare minimum for the world champions just now. Free throw. Mitkov, Lazarov's cover. Looking to switch back to the line. That's better. Thought he was going to blast it, but this time Stoilov uses a bit of stealth and lobs the ball over the advancing Sierra. It's 7-all again. Runs it off his fingertips. That was nicely taken. And so without the big man, Lazarov, Macedonia are still holding their own here against Spain, and a team timeout called by Manuel Cadenas. So trying to stay calm then, Manuel Cadenas. These teams have met 3 times so far, Spain winning on all 3 occasions, and in fact they were in the same qualification group for these European Championships, with Spain winning 29-17 at home and 24-17 in Skopje in Macedonia. There's Cadenas with 4 from 4. And in fact, those 2 matches, qualification matches, were the last ones under Valero Rivera, their former coach, who's moved on to Qatar, although his son still in the team, number 28, same name, Valero Rivera Jr. And before that, you have to go back to 1998 for the last meeting between them at the European Championships in Italy, and on that occasion, Spain won 26-19. So big wins on all occasions for the Spaniards, but here today, a workmanlike performance by the Macedonians has given them a good start, and they're holding pace with the Spaniards. There's Lazarov in the background, still with his top on. Doesn't look like he's coming on anytime soon. He was warming up earlier on. So back in comes Mitkov. Did it stay out? It did. The whole ball has to cross the line, and Ristovski just managing to parry it. So 7-all midway through the first half, and a very low-scoring affair after a very quick start. Settled down, and again, poor shooting is costing them at the moment. The Macedonians having chances, but not putting them away. Mirkulovski shooting onto the keeper. Tomas, though, makes no mistake. Ristovski doesn't look too impressed as the defence is just split open. Quick cut back inside. And Manaskov left trailing in the wake.
Goal Spain, scored by player number 8, Victor Tomas.
So fast break goals 2 apiece so far. Looking for the line, tries to turn the other way. It's going to be a free throw. Industrious Stoilovs. Into the wing, not a great pass, he was inside, what a shame. Manaskov gets the ball lobbed into his feet. And it's broken away, nothing, say the referees, play on, and he's got a chance to make amends. Oh, and he doesn't. And Sierra again spoils the party. Well, the fans say it all, don't they? Shrug of the shoulder. What's going wrong? All these chances they're throwing away. Manaskov lets 1 goal in. And then misses a comfortable fast break. 50% efficiency for Jose Sierra. He's played over 100 times now for his country. Under pressure, Aguinalde gets a free throw.
Yellow card, Macedonia, player number 9,
Jonovski picks up a yellow card for that last foul. So Entre Rios has come into the fray now for Spain, the captain. Into the line, penalty, arm taken as he went to shoot. And a mistake by Georgievski. Number 22 impedes the line player Aguinalde. So Ristovski, who saved 4 penalties from 15 attempts so far in the competition, is up against Cañelas. Who makes absolutely no mistake with his 5th goal of the game.
Goal Spain, scored by player number 21, Kiril. Macedonia 7, Spain 9.
So slowly Spain open up a 2-goal lead. They haven't had that luxury since early on in the game. Mirkulovski then in the center looking for the line, and a foul on Stoilov, who's still limping a little from that earlier incident when the playmaker Mirkulovski was pushed over and actually fell on him.
Yellow card, Spain, player number 3, Eduardo Cobindo.
Ball's lost. Tomas looks for options and goes straight down the middle in the end. May as well take the direct route, and why not? Barcelona winger cuts inside. Pribac.
Team timeout, Macedonia.
So Macedonia call a team timeout as they go 3 behind. Goals for 4 minutes, and it's proved costly for the moment.
Kažem u napadu, ukrižajte u
So
široko ne mogu vas tako baš bočno pratiti i pivota dole, Vlatko, ti centriraš. 3 metra topka leti, a Moroš ima 2 metra, ispruži ruke 3 i koliko. Nema toga, ajmo, vraćamo se gore sigurni napadom i nastavi obranu. Ajde. Stole, gdje si? Promijeni se u obrani. Za koga? Gdje si?
So Spain certainly not certainly not safe at this particular stage in time, just managing a 2-goal lead. Aguinalde is ever hugely efficient, but there's been some very good defending as well by the Macedonians, who've been very quick to close down Aguinalde on the line and other players when they were breaking through. Spaniards still looking calm at this stage. They've got plenty of time to looks for the line. That's nicely taken. So after a 4-minute gap, they get going again.
Goal Macedonia, scored by player number 5, Stoilov.
Did it again, and Aguinalde getting his 2nd. So the 3-goal lead remains, 20 minutes played. And slowly, Spain are just imposing their will on the game. Macedonia still scoring only from 53% of their shots, as the extra player allows Rojas, who's come on for Tomas on the far side, to mark out Mikulowski. Forces a long-range effort, which is comfortably parried by Sierra. Breakout, Macedonia pushing forwards. If Spain were to lose here today, it would leave the door open for Iceland to overtake them, of course. Something the Spanish fans don't even want to contemplate at this stage. But of course, it would mean Iceland beating Denmark on their home turf with 14,000 spectators in the arena. That said, of course, Denmark guaranteed top spot in the group. They use the opportunity to rest some players. That's gifted. And it's going to be a comfortable fast break for the defense specialist Guardiola, who scores. It's his 9th goal in the competition. And mistake again by the Macedonians. So after a bright start by the Macedonian team, they've slightly lost their way now. 4 down. Defense becoming far more mobile on the Spanish side now. And so in 8 minutes they've scored just 1 goal, Macedonia, while Spain have got 5. And that kind of shooting is definitely not going to trouble an on-form Sierra in goal. Moros, Canelas pulls back, then drives forwards again. So for the time being then, Gurbindo, who's been on for a little while now, covering for Makeda on the far side. Canelas has shifted to the centre, with Entre Rios, the captain, at the left back. No change on the line, Aguinagalde. Second match for him at Euro 2014 after recovering from injury. And showing that the 2 weeks off through injury have done him no harm in terms of his court presence. He was in the all-star team at both the last World Championships on home soil last year and the London Olympics. And they're running out of ideas as the Spanish defence pushes up. Even now back at full strength. Well, that's going to help a little bit. Mikulowski. 14 in the competition before today's match. More to the point, though, 23 assists for the Macedonian number 13. Inside post. Into the wing, try to put a bit of spin on it. Nothing going there, I'm afraid, for Ugalde. So 4 goals down. 24 minutes played in the game. Mikulowski looks to the line. That's brilliantly done. What? The new line player, Dimovski, literally took the ball and just flung it sideways. Not sure technically that's a shot, but his other arm being held. Look at that. All 110 kilos of him, 1.87 meters. Another one of the Metallurg Skopje group here. 10 of them, and it means, of course, that effectively the Macedonian national team get to train every day of the week in their club. Minus, of course, the likes of Lazarov, but we haven't seen him today, and that's the first miss of the game for Aguinagalde.
Number 16,
Save, he came out quickly, and on that occasion, Aguinagalde just going a little bit too quick with his shot. 6 saves then for Ristovski. Looking for the line. Bit of holding by Guardiola. It's going to be a free throw. The foul on Vancho Dimovski, the 34-year-old, who scored 203 times for Macedonia in 79 internationals prior to the championships. Looking for the line. Inside, it won't count. He's smiling. I don't think he realizes it's not been given. 25 minutes played then. And the score 13-10 to Spain. Could have been 14, but Entre Rios' shot hits the goal post. Dimovski still remonstrating with the referee as he comes back on. He's obviously realized now that the goal was disallowed. Well, arguably not a bad performance by the Macedonians without Lazarov on court. They had all kinds of problems here. They all had bouts of food poisoning on the way out and flight delays and so on when it all started, but now they have conceded it on the fast break. No mistake. Guardiola. Nice service to him by Rojas, the winger who plays for Kolding Copenhagen. Passes the ball up court to Guardiola. So second goal for Guardiola, but from 4 attempts. And the number 2 defenders pushing up on the Spanish side all the time, and if the wingers tried to come out, they're being followed, looking for the line, but no way through by Mitkov, who seemed decided early on that he wasn't going to take the shot and look for the line. I think the Spaniards could read that the same way as we could. No shooting though, despite putting the blocks on. That's too much forcing on the line, and that's an offensive foul. And behind the referee then, it appeared at least that one of the Macedonian players just lobbed the ball away, and if that had been seen by the referee, could have resulted in a 2-minute suspension. I think it may have been Janovski. Janovski loitering at the front of the defence, trying to keep an eye on Entre Rios. Nice little block by Aguina Galde. They tried to pass the ball into the wing, but instead Sarmiento, who's come on, runs into the defender. Sarmiento, who's had a miserable Euro 2014. 3 goals and 13 shots only. He's ended up playing just 1 hour and 24 minutes. Not really made his mark in any match that he's appeared in. Still a calm-looking Cadenas, a 4-goal lead. They just need 1 point from this game to book their place as runners-up to Denmark in Group 1. All the way through, that's nice! Through the keeper, and some of the Danish fans here seem to have taken party with the underdogs. Cheer on as Pribak scores. Ristovski, easy goal there for Gurbindo. No power from the Barcelona right back, as we see the other goal at the other end. This is the one where just seemed to be slow to read it.
Scored by player number 3, Eduardo Gurbindo.
On the far side, Pribak, who's only just been naturalised Macedonian. Played for Serbia before. In fact, was with them at the World Championships in 2011. Now plays for Vardar Skopje and has decided to take on Macedonian nationality. We have another player just about ready to come and join them as well, who's waiting for a be naturalised. Renato Vugrinec used to play for Slovenia. So into the last minute then before the half-time break. Oh, that's nice. Nirkulovski, who I must say, together with Lazarov, the 2 standout players for me in the Macedonian team in this championship so far. Well, a bit of discussion going on the bench from Macedonia, and the referee, Zigmar Stolarovs, goes over and says, no more, thank you, I've heard enough. "40 seconds then for Spain to go into the half-time break, maybe with a 4-goal lead. It won't happen now, though, because they made a poor pass. Macedonia then could go through. Too many steps, he ran out of options. Took 3 steps, jumped, looked around, couldn't find anything, and landed on the 4th. And a cheap giveaway by Macedonia, who every now and again do just show up their low level of experience maybe. Although that is a basic one. Entre Rios then in the center. Sarmiento at left back, Gurbindo at right back. A completely different trio than started the game. 5 seconds, just about enough time. Macedonia need to look at the clock. What are they waiting for? Well, Pribac seemed to be completely oblivious to the clock running down. 2 players ahead and he hung onto the ball, and so the buzzer goes. And at the half-time break, Spain lead Macedonia 15-12 here in Herning. So there is Lazarov, and we do wonder what the problem is with him. We'll try and find out, but we can only assume that he's got some kind of niggling injury, which they didn't particularly want to talk about, so as not to give any psychological advantage. So this is how it looks, and 41% of Macedonia's attacks are succeeding only. Spain 50%, neither very high. This started very slowly. Turnovers 8 for Macedonia, 7 for Spain. And the field throws, well, again, still not hugely impressive. Canelas then the top scorer in the game. The Spaniard with 5, while Stoilov, Mirkulovski have 3 apiece, as do Thomas and Aguinagalde for Spain. Well, it is still maybe a little closer than the Spaniards would like, and you can see here on the top line that there's some long gaps and holes when the Macedonians dried up. On one occasion not scoring for 7 minutes, and it proved costly, and in fact on a 1-goal spell at one point for 11 minutes, which is not good. Goals going down, not the 6-meter line for the moment. 2 fast breaks. Wings not seeing a great deal of play. 1 goal only on the left wing, nothing going into the right-hand side. But it is just straight down at 6 meters or breakthrough. For Spain, again, it's the same. They're driving through the middle. The back players coming around and going in there. But 5 fast break, punishing mistakes by the Macedonians. And if they had put their chances away, it really would be a very different game here today in Herning. So the shot ratio is the Macedonians, and not looking particularly bright, but the Spaniards only doing well in the middle 10 minutes. So at half-time in Herning, Spain 15, Macedonia 12. We'll take a short break. Join us again for the second half. We'll see you then.
Yellow card, Macedonia, player number 9, AC United. Player number 60. Det er jo sidste spillerunde i mellemrunden, og det betyder også, at der bliver spillet mellemrunde i Aarhus. Her er en pausestilling i Rusland mod Hvide Rusland 23-17. Also in Aarhus, last round in the main round. Halftime score Russia, Belarus 23-17. Dear spectators, dear fans, check out the official EHF Euro 2014 product range presented by the official EHF Euro 2014 merchandiser Intersport. The products are made available for you in the area of the arena.
So welcome back to the Jyske Bank Boxing Arena in Herning, Euro 2014. Half-time in this Group 1 main round match. And Spain, the world champions, leading Macedonia 15-12. Markovski there, the left back. The Macedonians who played the first half without the man on the end there, Kiril Lazarov. We're still trying to find out exactly why, but we have to assume that he is carrying an injury. He's the top scorer in the competition so far with 38 goals. But the first half he's been covered entirely by Mitkov, who until today had only played 53 minutes in the entire competition. Spain, of course, needing just 1 point to secure that runners-up spot in Group 1 behind Denmark to book the 2 semi-final places. From here, we know already in the other group that France are certain to finish top, but the other semi-final spot in that group in Aarhus is up for grabs later on when Poland play Croatia. The winner going through to the semi-final. So Spain will wait to find out if it's Poland or Croatia that they play, and if the Spaniards, if they can get a point out of this match, they know then that they are in the semi-final in a couple of days' time against France. So Sierra goes back in goal. He's had a good first half. The Paris Saint-Germain goalkeeper, 10 saves, 45% save rate, and frustration for the Macedonians, not only because their team have been expensive with their finishing, unfortunately, scoring off 55%. It's actually going up because it was actually worse earlier on, but also by the fact that their big star Lazarov is not on court. Certainly colourful, though, the Macedonians. Check to the clock there by Venarisic. So here we go then with the second half as Macedonia throw off against Spain. And Stoilov is back on the line. Takes over from Dimovski. Looking for the, I don't know if he was looking for the line or for the wing, but either way, he was fouled in the process. Mitkov by Moros, and he gets a free throw. It was a lucky break for him. Maceda's returned as well at right back for Spain. We'll see if he stays on in the attacks. Looks for the top corner. That's saved by Sierra. Just got a hand to it. Quick check behind. Canielas looking for the wing. And inside, well, Georgievski, it was good thinking. He turned around, couldn't see anyone to pass it, so shot into the feet of, I think it was Guardiola who was standing there in the hope that he'd get the football. But unfortunately, the referee says he'd landed inside the area already. Sarmiento trying to bring something to it. That was at an arm. Maceda doesn't get it though, pleads to the referee. Meanwhile, the Macedonians press forwards. Well, they do until Stoilov sat on the ball. And eventually the substitutions are made. Markovski, the defense specialist, heads off. And Cadenas still calm. So Mitkov's got a free throw. Find the line, and there's no one there, and again possession goes away. So still no goals as Guinagalde returns in on the line. Rojas has started in place of Thomas on the right wing. An embarrassment of riches, frankly, for Spain with the wingers. Maceda, the line was free. Doesn't need him though in the end. Hammers away as Ugalde, who'd gone in on the line, waited in a lot of space. Maceda though got a lot of height and chose to shoot instead. Mitkov failing to follow him. First goal for Maceda, the 25-year-old who plays in France for Nantes. 59% shot efficiency for Spain, 50 for Macedonia. At the first goal in the second half. And play on, say the referees. Eventually the arm goes up from Lisic. And Mirkulovski. Well, knee going up by Maceda. Make sure he doesn't get past him. His pretty good presence on court, 105 kilos, 1.97 meters. Muscles in behind Stoilov to show him he's still waiting for him. Tossing around, Mitkov comes up. Oh, what a shame. Just as the gap opened up, the whistle's gone, and we've got a yellow card. Guardiola and still Mirkulovski annoyed that the whistle was blown just as Pribac released him into some space.
Yellow card Spain, player number 30, Kiril.
So Guardiola, it's just a yellow card. Lost possession, they're streaming out now, Spain. And there's a big gap. Maceda won't miss that, hammers it in. They're all struggling to cover everywhere as Mitkov took a while returning and the whole bench on their feet celebrating. So 4 minutes in. A couple of goals now for Spain, who are making this steady.
Spain 17.
That was blocked. Manaskov just 1.80 meter trying to jump over the 1.97 meter defender. That was always going to be problematic, and instead Spain have broken away and Ugalde scores. Went away like an absolute rocket, and Mitkov got nowhere near him in the end. First goal of the game for Ugalde, who plays for Veszprém, the Hungarian champions, where he scored 64 goals this season. And Obravan calls a team timeout as they're being absolutely hit here. 3 goals without reply in the second half. And he's almost looking on accusingly at them. But for Spain, slowly but surely, they're building up enough of a lead, not straining themselves unduly against a Macedonia team playing without Lazarov, we assume injured today. The Spaniards, they have the 3rd best attack in the competition with 150 goals. They're behind France and Denmark, the 2 teams that have already qualified for the semi-finals. But at the moment, it's the goalkeeper who's standing out, Sierra, with those 12 saves. And we're still not even 5 minutes into the second half. Stoilov trying to make space at the back, he can't. Oh, that needed a quick wing shot, he's lucky. The gap opened up and Guardiola seemed to just move forwards and leave the space next to him. And Pribac, former Serb, now naturalized Macedonian, just in time for this European Championship scores. Substituted in for Markowski. So 5 minutes played, and finally they get themselves on the scoreboard, but Spain are still relentlessly scoring as Cañelas hits another one. (19-13), and this match slowly moving out of Macedonia's reach. Cañelas 6 from 6, very impressive. The 21-year-old who plays in Germany for Hamburg. Oh, came off a defender. Well, that was cleverly played because there is Lazarov, and that finger, is that the problem? I do wonder. He has to assume so. Oh, good play, and straight onto the goalkeeper, and the ball picked out by Spain this time. It had been clever play earlier by Stoilov to jump in and knock the loose ball onto the feet of Guardiola to get the free throw his way. But then he turns villain as he wastes a good chance from point-blank range. Stoilov's 3 goals from 5 attempts. Not sure Pribac really knew exactly where that was going. But a little lob needed there. But it's a lot easier when you're looking at it on television. So goalkeeper efficiency 50% for Sierra. Ristovski struggling a bit on 24 as his defence are increasingly leaving gaps for the world champions to break through. So Macedonia, who finished 5th at the last European Championships 2 years ago in Serbia, where they had near home support in the games. That's a good save by Ristovski, but it'll be a free throw. They could almost have made it through to the semi-final 2 years ago at Macedonia, when they were drawing in one of the last games of the main round with Denmark. Lazarov took a shot with 5 seconds to go. It was saved, and Denmark scored on the last second of the resulting break. It was an incredible goal. And it meant that instead Denmark went to the semi-final and indeed went on to win the European Championships, beating Serbia in the final, while Macedonia had to settle for 5th. Meanwhile here, Aguinaldo has scored his 4th goal. And A 2-minute suspension to boot for Stoilov.
2-minute suspension, Macedonia.
So power play for Spain, as if they needed any more help. And Ugalde is now pushed up as individually marking Nemanja Pribac. So down goes Mirkulovski, and it's going to be a free throw. Oh, nearly Stoni's managed to cut inside again. Doesn't release the ball quick enough. At times he holds it too long. And they're missing chances when they really could, just by quick hand play. And Pribac just looking a little bit stodgy there with his play, the Vardar Skopje player, who used to play for Nantes, ironically, alongside Maqueda and Rivera from the Spanish team. There's Georgievski, just 21 years of age, a great talent for the future. Started playing for the national team at the age of 20. So still with the power play, Spain can afford to push up in a 5-0-1 defence, and that's a mistake inside on the line, stepping over as they tried to get in behind the defence, and they're given possession away cheaply. Into the wing, Rojas, a huge angle, and Ristovski left with a mountain to climb on that one, and Rojas. It's his first goal of the game. Nice release there. The whole defence pushing forwards. Of course, they are short-handed, let's not forget. And so the 31-year-old winger who plays for Kolding Copenhagen here in Denmark. Happy to get on the score sheet. Well, ruthlessly efficient are the words that come to mind for the Spaniards. They're doing just what they have to do without completely straining themselves. That's good play. Through the legs of the keeper. Manaskov, third goal of the game for the 21-year-old, another one of the newcomers to the team. Sierra frustrated. Maqueda, good defense. Gulovski, and they're back to full strength again as Markovski races on, but not in time, I'm afraid, on the far side to stop Sarmiento scoring his first of the game. Bit of a lucky break as the loose ball comes out.
Goal for Spain, scored partner number 11, Daniel Sarmiento.
Well, only 2 goals in 10 minutes now for Macedonia, as they concede 7 from the Spaniards. But quietly, but relentlessly, just getting this match by the scruff of the neck and shaking everything out of it. Guardiola, 3 goals. Used in defence, but finding plenty of opportunity to go up on the break.
Goal Spain, scored by player number 30, Kiril Guardiola.
60% efficiency for him. And it's a shame in many respects that we haven't seen Macedonia playing with Lazarov. We really needed him here against the world champions just to try and give them some chances. Nice play though by Pribac. Went around, both defenders committed themselves, and in the end Moros just jumps into the area, clearly inside. And so Sierra, who's not saved any penalties coming into this game, none from 6, faces up to Manaskov. Scores comfortably. Goal number 4 for him. Lazarov applauds on the bench. That bandaged finger, which most likely is the reason that we're not seeing him, and that Macedonia are having to do without the tournament's top scorer. Not quite word there. Stolarov's going over to have a word with Obrevan. That was good defence, but they've got to close the gap now. Covered, well covered by Ristovski. He had it all the way. Tries to run inside. Play on, say the referees for the moment. Free throws given in the end, though. Man comes back. It'd be nice to see him working with Lazarov, but it's Rojas again. Too casual. Thought it was done and dusted, and instead puts it straight into the feet of the keeper. Maybe the pressure is just off too much now, and they are playing it a little bit too light. Back tries to cut back inside, looking for the line. He's held though by two defenders, Makeda and Guardiola. He gets the free throw. And a poor pass, and it's fallen nicely for Garcia. Spain breaking out, and Garcia does well to keep control, and then puts it wide. And Spain a little profligate at the moment with their shooting, I'm afraid. Still nothing to worry about too much, but Ristovski getting a touch on that one. 31-year-old, over 100 caps for Macedonia, plays in Gummersbach in Germany. 3 saves, in fact it's Angelov if I'm paying attention. He's taken over from Ristovski. Looking for the wing, and again, but that the whistle going too early on that one. Mirkulovski gets the free throw. Oh, and that's a big gap. That was better. Something at least for the fans to cheer, and the industrious Filip Mirkulovski. They've worked hard to prepare for this competition, Macedonia. They have been very unlucky, though. They lost their first choice playmaker, Naumce Moisovski, who's been playing brilliantly this season, through a knee injury. And then Kiril Lazarov's brother, Filip, who plays at left back, also got injured. So their backline decimated today, and they're playing with none of their first choice back players, because Kiril Lazarov has now picked up what appears to be a finger injury on his shooting hand. But the players that are there are working manfully to try and turn the odds over against the world champions. It was always going to be difficult. That's going to be a free throw and a 2-minute suspension. Slap on the arm, says Lisic and Markowski. He was in and then out with injury, and then brought back in again. Replaced Stojcevski. And there's the foul again as Ugalde goes flying. So now the power play for Spain. Fourth 2-minute suspension. And again, they're being wasteful, the Spaniards. Five minutes without a goal. Macedonia scoring only twice though in that time, so at least they've limited the damage. Manaskov tries to go through, he's fouled. Just 1.80 meters, the left winger, playing out at the back, as wingers often do when they're short-handed. You need players who are nimble and get away. It's going to be a free throw. And it takes two big Spaniards to lift the 110-kilo line player back off the ground. And there's the foot actually off Ugalde. Well spotted by the Latvian referees. Three back. Mirkulovski looking to try and break inside. There's no one there though, and he's looking across. Of course, the winger's not there. They're short-handed. Passive play's being warned against them now. They need a quick shot. That's good play, Georgievski. First of the game for the 21-year-old. Cleverly played, comes in. It's against his shooting hand. And Sierra deciding to stay back. Gives a wide angle for the shot. In fact, it's his second. 21-year-old who plays for Metalurg Skopje. He was absolutely disconsolate when he missed 2 late goals against Iceland, which ultimately cost them, as the Icelanders scored almost on the buzzer to win 29-27. So just as the power play is about to come to an end, Maceda comes down the middle and blasts the ball in. 25-year-old who plays for Nantes in France. 3 from 7 for him, though. It's not been a majestic performance, but as I said earlier, the Spaniards may be almost too relaxed about this, but still effortlessly outscoring the Macedonians. Good play again, and it's Mirkulovski. Well, he's almost single-handedly at the moment trying to keep the team in. 30-year-old, played 106 times for his country, 259 goals. As well as his goals, though, 23 assists here at Euro 2014 for the Macedonian playmaker. So it looks as if this group's going to be decided in about 12 minutes' time, with Spain getting the points they need here and working their way through to the semi-final with Denmark. Nothing else at stake for the other teams. It means that it'll be a match for pride as well for Austria and Hungary, and indeed Iceland, who I suspect probably won't even be following the game. They'll be focusing on their match against Denmark later on, who will have hoped against hope that there would be a big surprise here, and they must have been as disappointed as everybody else when they found out that Kiril Lazarov wasn't going to play today. The Macedonians already without Moisovski and Lazarov's younger brother. And it means that Iceland too have lost their chance of a semi-final place. And it's all going around effortlessly, while the Danish fans waiting for their team's game later on tonight get in the spirit of things. Ugalde. Ugalde with his second goal of the game. He scored 10 in the competition prior to today. The 71% success rate, Ugalde. It's excellent. Oh, and the gap opens up, and again, who else but Mirkulovski? Into the far post, just stays inside. 6 from 9, a 67% success rate, considerably above where he's been punching so far in the competition, with 40%. And Macedonia not too far behind the Spaniards in that respect. It's just that the Spaniards aren't giving them that many chances. Maceda tries to break through, can't get past the big Nikola Markowski. Attacking foul, is it? No. Sarmiento gets the free throw. Surprised look by Stoilov, who thought maybe that should have been an offensive foul. 10 minutes remaining. And Spain are there by the shouting. Maceda adds again. 4th goal for him. 26-19. Canielas very impressive for Spain in the game, playing mostly in the first half. Not on now, but 6 from 6 in his shooting. Tomas 3 from 3. It's gone over the top, unfortunately, for Pribak. So into the defense goes Markowski, number 14. Not to be confused with Nikola Markowski. That's a tad unusual. So Entre Rios into the fray, Makeda at right back, and Spain just rolling things down. Andreu on the line. Able to turn the bench now. Andreu now on for about 4 or 5 minutes or so. It's going to be a free throw, is it? Penalty, defending inside the area. Andreu, who was brought into the team for the injured Aguinagalde, but he's done well. 9 goals so far from 12 attempts in the competition, and instead, when Aguinagalde was fit, it was Ruesca who was the player taken out of the Spanish squad to make way for him. 16 players allowed, and so up steps Victor Thomas, the Barcelona winger. So, between arm and leg, no problem there. His 4th of the game, first penalty. 4 from 7 penalties in the entire competition.
8 minutes remaining of the game.
So there is Ristovski, who's been substituted about 12 minutes ago now by Petre Angelov, plays for Vardar Skopje. Penalty, push in the back by Gurbindo as he was shooting. Gurbindo can have too much complaint about that. Quick pass in. And Lisic gives the penalty. Sierra goes off, so Gonzalo Perez de Vargas comes on, the 23-year-old, the newcomer to the Spanish team. Plays in France for Toulouse. Manaskov. And he saves it. First action of the game for Perez, and Sierra quick to applaud as well. Tried to put it underneath, but catches the heel of the keeper instead. Five saves from 11 penalties in the competition, and it looks like Perez will stay in. Sierra gets a pat on the back and probably told you can start chilling. We're going to fetch you a cup of tea. Good play by Garcia. Entre Rios, the captain, is there. Garcia doesn't need him. Second goal for him. 29-year-old who plays for Paris Saint-Germain. Obrevan not impressed. Well, they are moving relentlessly towards a 10-goal lead here, Spain. Macedonia managing just 7 goals in 23 minutes in the second half as Spain's defence has closed down, and that's the penalty. After long consideration, Mirkulovski winning it. So a chance maybe for Manaskov to come on and score another penalty. Let's have a look again. Impeded, his arm taken as he was driving through. Well, normally penalties would have been taken by Lazarov. Moving them around, it seems, at the moment. Gotche Oileski will take it. So after the miss by Manaskov, 24-year-old Metalurg Skopje winger comes on to take that one.
Goal Macedonia, scored by player number 26, Oileski.
Oileski, who stays on. Just 5 internationals, the Macedonian number 26. Oh, he's just strolling along now. Garcia again. Adds to his 9 goals so far in the competition. Celebrations there from Aguinagalde. He's managed to score 4 goals in just 13 minutes of play, Aguinagalde. Thomas stays with him, Mirkulovski, and gives away the free throw. So it looks as if the run of 3 from 3 defeats for Macedonia against Spain will continue. Passive play is being worn. Mirkulovski needs to hurry up, looks for the line. Pass is put too far ahead of Markowski, and away breaks Spain. And no problem for Rivera. Play into the wing. Rivera, who plays alongside Makeda for Nantes in France, gets himself on the score sheet, and a team timeout called by Obravan for Macedonia. Closing stages then of this game. Spain leading by 10 goals and are in the semi-final. We have our 3rd out of 4 semi-finalists. We'll need to wait for the last match in Group 2 in Aarhus to find out if it will be Poland or Croatia who will join France in that group. And there is the industrious Mirkulovski. 6 goals for the 30-year-old. He's actually the most experienced player in the Macedonian team coming to the European Championships. 106 caps ahead of Ristovski, who's on 112, and Lazarov, who got his 100th coming here. So those are really the stalwarts of the team, but it's a team that averages just 48 internationals per player. So Thomas pushes right up, and they're going to defend deep. Do they need to? 10 goals up with only just over 4 minutes remaining. Maybe just testing their 5-0-1 defence in case they need that in the semi-final. They have used it a fair bit. Oh, good play. Stoilov. Free back to the provider. So one of the 3 Vardar Skopje players scores. And we've got a player down. The referee's allowed play to continue as Garcia seemed to take a blow, and it's still holding his jaw. Oof. Got caught by Markowski, the defense specialist. The captain, though, just continued his run, and Trerios scoring. And for that hard to call it a punch, but it was a clumsy effort by Velko Markowski. He's gone off for 2 minutes suspension. And Trerios getting his first from 3 only. So now it will be a problem with Thomas individually marking Mirkulovski, the playmaker and top scorer for the team, as Mitkov can't fire away through the Spanish defence. Comes back for a free throw. And Lisic, the referee, says you're not 3 meters away, take it again. Saved by Perez. A comfortable easing in for Perez. And Trerios turns, looks to the wing. Well, that's a good save. Petre Angelov, 36-year-old. And Thomas looks up. There. Must pay more attention. Just took the shot a little bit too quick. His first miss of the game, 4 from 5, and it gives a 4th save for Angelov. 2.5 minutes remaining. And as expected, and helped to a great extent by Lazarov's absence, Macedonia, who started well enough and were holding their own at 7-all, have just run out of steam as the game's gone on, and Spain never looked as if they were going to be troubled. More question of just taking their time to get started, as Antonio Garcia scores. So the last couple of minutes of the Euro 2014 campaign for Macedonia ticking away here. Spain will have 2 more matches, a semi-final, and they will hope a European final. Spain, who, despite winning World Championships, have never won the European Championships. 3-time silver medalists, the last time in 2006. Losing to France on that occasion. Nearly stolen, it is at the 2nd attempt. And Thomas playing up at the front, and Makeda punches the air. It's the Barcelona winger playing at the front of the defence. Gets the jump on Macedonia. 5 from 6. So 1 minute remaining in the game. 11 fast breaks for Spain. Every mistake the Macedonians have made, the Spaniards have hit them on the break. They've actually missed a couple in the process as well. And the goalkeepers, Ristovski and Angelov, been left a little bit stranded there. The clock's still ticking away. And Moros, pats on the back all round from him. That's a nice one. And as ever, it's Filip Mirkulovski, the 30-year-old playmaker, who finds a way through the defence. And Trarios looks up to the clock, and it'll tell him that there is precious little time remaining. It was a nice effort. Looking to the line, couldn't count, he's inside the area, they'll take the free throw. Angelov takes his time giving the ball back, and the clock's still running down. And they're not going to bother taking the shot. And there it is, the buzzer goes, and Spain, with little trouble, have swept Macedonia, minus Lazarov aside. 10 goals for Macedonia in the second half, while Spain scored 18 to win 33-22 and book their semi-final ticket. So the celebrations can start for Spain, world champions. Will they add the European crown? Not if the Danes have anything to say about it, having been beaten in Spain last year in the World Championship final, a match in which Canielas was their top scorer with 7. Featured heavily again today, Canielas with 5. And so Cadenas, relief and a big smile, the new coach of the Spanish team, a hug for Moros. It's always difficult taking over from a coach who's taking you to the World Championship title, but he's got them through to the semi-final. Mission accomplished. Lazarov, a smile for his teammate Moros at Barcelona.
Ladies and gentlemen,
well, they fought hard, the Macedonians, but we're already without Filip Lazarov and Moisovski, and today without Kiril Lazarov, they were going to struggle. And the Spaniards strolled this one. So we have the Player of the Match awards to be given out. Mirkulovski surely must be in for Macedonia.
The Best Player awards will be handed over by Mr. Manuel Cadenas, the EHF Vice President, accompanied by Mr. Anga Nielsen.
Sierra made 13 saves before being substituted by Perez.
From Macedonia, player number 13, Filip Mirkulovski.
So Filip Mirkulovski, and no doubt there really, the 30-year-old scoring 7 goals from 10 attempts, taking over the top scoring role from Lazarov. He receives his award from Miguel Roca of the European Handball Federation. The fans applaud, and the campaign is over for Macedonia. 5th 2 years ago. I'm afraid they will not reach those lofty heights again this season.
Player number 21, Canielas.
Canielas, the 27-year-old. 6 for him, in fact. 1 penalty, 5 open play goals. And all that done in just 29 minutes. He then rested through the second half. So he too receives his award. The icing on the cake, and next up for Spain, it's semi-final against France. That's in 2 days' time. Those are always great games as well, Spain-France. So the relief for Cadenas as his team are through for Macedonia. It's time to pack their bags and return, for the most part, to Skopje in the morning. 41% success rate on their attack, simply insufficient in the end. Mirkulovski sticking out, otherwise the others not quite getting in there. Pribak did try his best. 60% success rate for the Spaniards on the attack, 66 on their shooting, but 15 turnovers, and the fast breaks absolutely streamed in from Spain. Mirkulovski top scores in the game with 7. Canielas, the best of the Spaniards, with 6 right behind him. And it was a fast break lesson today. 11 fast breaks scored by Spain, as they steamroller Macedonia. And you can see how sparsely they were scoring early on. They just struggled. 2 goals only in the opening 10 minutes. As the Spaniards went in, they could even afford to take their foot off the accelerators. They turned the bench in the middle and then picked up again. For Macedonia, mostly going down the middle, Mirkulovski, Pribak and Stoilov. While for Spain, a little bit of a better spread. But look at that figure of 11 fast breaks, a couple of misses there and 2 penalties. And 1 goal straight from the throw-off. Otherwise, a pleasing picture, I think, for Cadenas, the coach. And the ratios, Macedonia first, dreadful in the first 10 minutes, very good middle 10 minutes, and then fell off the cliff again. While Spain, well, the same. They dropped inversely in the middle, but had a first and a good last 10 minutes. So it means that Spain are top at the moment of the group, but in fact will be technically the runners-up, because on the head-to-head, of course, Denmark beat Spain, and so will be the group winners. Iceland, unfortunately, their chance of going through to the semi-final going up in smoke. Well, we hope you've enjoyed the game, and you can join us again for the next one, but until then, from me, Paul Bray, goodbye.
Mellemrunde i Aarhus. Her er en pause. Holder en fest her i anden halvleg også.
estamos en semis, chavales, que estamos en semis.
Por favor, no digáis palabrotas. No digáis palabrotas que está la cámara.
Una cerveza, a beer.
Ya. Al otro, pum, pum, le pega la espalda, a correr.
Estamos en semis, chavales.
¡Oh, sí! ¡Ya ves el gafe!
¡Hostia! No soy el gafe, chavales. ¡Camaño! ¡Camaño!
Tenemos en el cubo.
¡Una cervecita, Camaño! ¡Camaño! ¡Camaño en póker!
Tengo unas muffins, tengo 3. Y una magdalena.
¡Camaño en póker! Tira. Hombre, ahora, Becerra.
Oye,
Hagamos el homenaje, ¿no?
Bueno, enhorabuena a todas.
¡De mis cojones que se van de viaje!
Talento violento.
¡Camaño!
Coño, tío, puto cabacho. Bien, chavales.
Bien, Víctor.
Bravo, tíos. Bravo, tíos.